personality.
So that's former Speaker McCarthy going after Matt Gaetz and the other member of the group of eight that ousted him, that pushed to oust him. What do you think of Kevin McCarthy here?
Well, I'm not going to comment on what Kevin McCarthy said. I understand what he's saying, and I understand what his feelings are. But here's the deal. All of this makes me sick. It angers me. I'm tired of it. We literally, if we got out of our own way, we could win the election big next year. If we get out of our own way, we can have the public policy that people want. We have the answers, Liz. We have the right answers, whether it's on the border, whether it's on what they're trying to do to the military, what they've done to our cities, what they're doing to our children in school, the horrible foreign policy we have. All of it, we have the answers. We've done so many good things, doing individual bills on appropriations. We must move forward. We can't do this. This isn't about, Liz, the future of the Republican Party. This is about the future of the Republic itself. The selfishness has to stop. The self-focus has to stop. We have to really believe and understand what our role is in America.
So, Congressman, you're saying the House Republicans got to stop with the blood feuds, cut it out with the infighting. It's a distraction because the media and is showing to the nation just the fighting and not the policies that you say will lead to victories in 2024.
Lead to victories and lead to a better America. I'm serious, Liz. We need to save the United States of America, and it's in the hands of the Republicans. The Democrats that take over, the left takes over, they're going to do bad things. We can't let that happen. This is bigger than any one congressperson. This is bigger than any one Congress. This is about the future of the United States of America. I'm deadly serious on this. Liz, 5 years ago, I made a very major decision. I'm the only congressman in American history that left the majority party to go to the minority party. I believe so much in the focus and the vision and the ideals of the Republican Party. It's all there. It's not about me. It's not about any one congressman. It's about the future. So I pray to God, and I actually pray every single night that this will stop.
So when you left the Democrat Party, what forced you to leave? What did you see going on? I mean, we see Elon Musk saying, quote, the woke mind virus is communism rebranded. What did you see happening in the Democrat Party that made you leave?
What I saw happen was what we were doing to our children in schools when we are teaching them things that are totally inappropriate in the younger years. What I see in the colleges and the universities, it's not a surprise that anti-Semitism has resulted. It's something that the administration, whether they want to admit it in these universities, and professors and the type of professors they hire have encouraged. These kids don't even know what they're saying when they're standing up for Hamas. They have no idea. So all of that, as well as the open borders, what I've seen, the open borders just don't affect one particular area. It's not just Texas. It's just not just Arizona. It's not just California. It's the whole damn country that we're affecting. This is serious business. Wokeifying our military, paying for drag queen ambassadors to invite a new type of person into our military. Our military has to be tougher, stronger, faster, smarter than any other military in the world. The entire American ethic. We had a meeting in Judiciary Committee, maybe you saw some of it, where we're interviewing young students that were going to universities, and they talked about how they were anti-Semitic and anti-conservative. And they had women on the other side from the Democrat witnesses saying, well, not really. And they said, really the problem is there are code words like being anti-globalism. And I said, well, I am not anti-Semitic. You can check anything I've written, said, done, or voted for. But I believe there is a push for globalism. There's a push to say that we don't have exceptionalism in America. I asked the Democratic witnesses, do they believe in exceptionalism? And you know what they said? They danced around it. They couldn't get themselves to believe in American exceptionalism, and neither can most left-wing Democrats now. This is not the Democrat Party that we knew.
Or that our grandparents or parents grew up with. Okay. Congressman Van Drew, again, happy Veterans Day to you, too. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Still ahead, we've got Congressman Pat Fallon.